Okay, on this video I want to show you how to charge a 410 refrigerant using a single scale manifold. In 410 refrigerant we use between 120 to 140 psi in 410 refrigerant, and this is a 2 horsepower air condition. I believe with this you'll be able to charge your air condition at a very safer charging process, all to prevent explosion and injury. So just follow me up to see how it goes. Guys, again. While charging an air condition compressor, you must be very, very sensitive to always open the valve and close the valve, probably between 5 to 10 second interval, or 3 to 5 second interval, so that the AC will be able to assimilate the gas easily. So I've been able to charge up to 20 psi, and we are still continuing. You observe that the refrigerant is coming up. That's why you are seeing this white frozen 1/4 pipe. The refrigerant is coming up. When the refrigerant is up to saturation, you observe that this white frozen will totally go off the copper pipe. If you observe from here, you will see that the white frozen has actually been relieved of the copper pipe. But feeling the copper pipe with your hand, you will see that, or you observe that it is still very cooled, which is not supposed to be so. It is still, which is not supposed to be so. So you continue to charge the refrigerant until it gets to 120 to 140 psi. It can be at 120, it can also be at 130 at range, but reaching 140 psi, that is the highest it can get to. So your charging shouldn't go above 140 psi. What are you observing now? You're observing that the calibration is still between 180 psi. Still between 180 psi. You have to get it settled between 120 to 140 psi to get your accurate refrigerant stored in your compressor. This is between 100 to 120 psi, which I can call this 110 psi. I can call this a 120 psi or a fraction less than 120 psi, but to be very much certain, you call it 120 psi. At this point, if you should handle your copper kit, you observe that it is not as cooled as it was the first time I touched it. It is not as cooled as the first one or the first time I touched it. Likewise, your half-inch pipe. I've just added my refrigerant and it is calibrating between 120 to 130 psi. I want to set it up between 130 to 140 psi. This is your psi scale. This is your psi scale. This is where you check your psi scale. So as you are charging a 410 refrigerant, it should always be between 120 to 140 psi. That 120 to 140 psi shows that your compressor is actually up to gauge. What can you observe? What can you observe?